here to educate, inform, and of course run a campaign on fire-related issues in our country, mainland Liberia. So welcome back. We had a little updates, but we're back. Um, Mr. Konosimo is here. Konosimo, welcome back.
Thank you.
And you know what? Just with the segment we're talking about LEC
Yeah,
prevention, and
yeah.
we went, but it's better that we're back. So um, operations. So normally you kind of like one of the main pillars, in the entire institution.
Yeah.
How many fire stations within Monrovia and
So I currently still have 4 fire stations. That is, we have one on Ashby Street, just by the UNU University, that's Ashby Street, Station 1.
Yep.
Around the Beaumont Bridge area, Zone 1,
Mhm.
that's Station 2. And Stephen Tower End, just before reaching the ST, that's Station 4. And Pingsville Town Hall, just around the town hall itself, we have another station, that makes it Station 5. But you see, a fire is come, so it's actually good to decentralize the operation
Okay.
so that when there's fire outbreak, normally when there's fire outbreak in the course of 1 minute to 2 minutes, if it is not responded to control, that's a big fire.
That's a big fire.
That's a very big fire. But looking at the gap in between as the city is getting bigger,
Mhm.
so there is a gap in between. So for now, we have the Ashmore Street is active. Stephen Tower Fire Station is also active.
Okay.
Yes. Oman Bridge and the Pinsway Town Hall will have some mechanical problem. And soon they will be up. So now, let us assume you around the Tinker Village and there was a fire outbreak. When will we get from Ashmore Street? We get there.
Yeah.
There's a distance. Traffic, yes, that's a distance. So we are not here to come and make things sweet, to make things actually to pretend that it's really fine. Those are the reasons the challenges are huge.
Okay. Talking about the station, sorry, sir. Talking about the stations, how about the fire trucks? Effective ones. How many do we have?
The trucks I currently
Mhm.
we have mm, let's just say one effective
One.
Ashmore Street. One to Stephen Tower is running, but that too is on and off.
No.
It's on and off. But normally it can respond to fire, but it's not 100% as compared to the fire truck. But
Wow.
a lot of work is going on thanks to our boss, the director for the institution.
Mhm.
A lot of maintenance is actually going on to make sure that I'm sure very soon before the end of this month, the 4 stations will be up. That's his dream, and we've seen the mechanic guys are all working to make sure that the trucks are up because
Okay.
this fire issue is scary.
Alarms.
It's scary.
Before we go to the next fire alarms.
Mhm.
I've been reading about it.
Okay.
In other Western countries, in
Mhm.
some other homes,
Mhm.
it's actually helpful.
Sure.
What we're doing in Liberia, are there
So
people who really have fire alarm?
let's start from the fire extinguisher.
Okay, the extinguisher.
The extinguisher, we encouraging people. That's why we say very soon we're going to have our issue of inspection going on to
Mhm.
tell the public the importance of the extinguisher
Yeah,
because the extinguisher is meant for the smaller fire. The fire can just start. It can start
it can
big.
start big. Yeah.
It starts small.
Mhm.
So you are home, and there was a mistake there. You can use the extinguisher to just control this.
Yeah.
That's the importance of the extinguisher. The extinguisher is not meant for very big fire, no, for smaller fire. And you see the alarm, the fire alarm, or the smoke detector.
Yeah.
There's a difference between the alarm and a detector.
Mhm.
So the smoke detector is a very small unit, responsible, very sensitive to smoke. That we are in a hall here, maybe you're out there doing some job, any mistake in here before the fire can get big, that detector will signal to you that there is a problem because the smoke will hit it up,
Mhm.
and it will give some signal to you that there is a problem in there. While you are out doing some job and you
Mhm.
can run in, the fire stays small and control it. The
Okay.
alarm is different from the detector.
Okay.
So the alarm is a very big system. Maybe you in a 10-story building and there's a problem in just one sector of that building. Maybe you on the first floor, ground floor. There's a problem. The alarm, the smoke detector will signal to the fire alarm, and the big signal will go in the entire building. The entire staff will get the information. There is an issue, one section, and everybody can get off the building. So
Wow.
that's the difference between the smoke detector and the fire alarm.
So we got the alarm here too.
Yes, the fire alarm is here. Is a system that can be set up,
Mhm.
and the smoke detector is always also here. Smoke detector is not much expensive. It's some system just around $25 for one. You can just install it on your place, and anytime there is an issue, it will give you signal that
Okay.
there is a problem
There is
somewhere
a
in your
problem.
house.
Okay.
Yes,
Is it very expensive? That
I
the
not
layman
much.
can
I
understand.
think it's not much expensive. Like it's just like it's using a system, a battery system that
Okay.
you change the battery every 3 months to 4 months, so that it can give false alarm. Because if you're using the smoke detector and you have a just like you're using a watch and the battery is going off,
Yeah.
the time won't be correct. So you have to change the battery to make sure that it's effective.
Right.
Yeah, that's how it is.
So Liberia National Fire Service, some of the things that in the public, they can kind of look at the fire before they go to get it water.
Okay, I
What's
like
the
that.
source of water? How you
Sure.
can get water?
Thank you. Thank you. I like that. You see, the trucks are built in a way that they carry certain, they are emergency vehicles, they are running vehicles.
Mhm.
So you can take 5,000 gallons, 3,000 gallons to pour on a truck. It will cause problem when it's moving.
Mhm.
So we get a small amount, so 1,500 gallons
Mhm.
that can allow the truck to move fast to get on the fire ground.
Mhm.
And so when we get on the fire ground to do the job, but the source of water, we have some system in the country we call the hydrants, the fire hydrants. They are all around the city.
Mhm.
They were built for the fire department. Every time we have a problem, you just as you are fighting, you just connect
Yeah.
and refill the fire truck.
Mhm.
So the fire truck don't move with huge quantity, because if you carry huge quantity, sometimes you will not move fast. 1, 2, a lot of error. Some because the water is a
The
weight.
water. Yeah.
Yes. So the hydrants are around the city, but my brother, you know that we had a serious situation of war in this country.
Mhm.
Most of the materials got damaged. Some of them were really out. So we have very few hydrants that are still functional, like the Lockington hydrants. Some of them are functional. Matari, we also have some hydrants that are actually functional. But Central Monrovia, where we have a huge population with a lot of fire outbreaks, all the hydrants are not functional. They are there, but they aren't functional because the main line to the city was cut off during the war.
Okay.
But I think a lot of things are going on to make sure that the system is built. So now we get on the fire ground. That's why we are working on issues that in the near future, soon we should have some water tanker. It's not normal, but that's we just have to manage with that. The truck is moving with some 1,500 gallons, and you get on the fire ground as you're fighting. You have a tanker that will come and
That will come
supply
and
you
supply.
to continue doing the job,
Yeah.
because the hydrants are not actually okay now. So that's our big challenge, the issue of hydrants. And the trucks, we don't just take ordinary water, we don't take sea water, any ordinary water from anywhere they just put in the truck.
Yeah.
The trucks are very sensitive, they are machines. Any mistake to pour material that is not needed in there, like some stones and other stuff, it will damage the system, the primary system that responsible to pump the water out, it will damage it. That's why we love to take pure, fresh drinking water. So the hydrants from the water and sewer is responsible for our supply of water.
Water. Yeah.
So through the hydrants, we get water through a water and sewer to get in the fire trucks.
So as it is now,
Mhm.
where you guys get the water from?
I personally, fish market,
Okay.
just around the former president
yeah.
Ellen. Yeah, we always move there to get water from there.
Okay.
And some of them hydrants, as I said, in the Lockington and the Matari, very few hydrants are there. They are still functional, and we sometimes go there to get water. But for now, usually we move to fish market.
Yeah.
Yes, to get water. But you see, fish market also, they work from morning, they don't sleep there. So
Oh,
at night, when it's at night after 12
No.
in the morning, when we go and find water after entering that truck, where do we get water? So there will be moving around, going to one hydrant to another hydrant to get water. Every institution is also challenged. The water is here. Sometimes you get there, the water is not pumping.
Your water is not
It's,
pumping.
it's pumping, but it's not in the force is not enough to go up and refill the truck. So that's it. But we are on course, doing our best. The issue of this, going to see the fire come by, those are just because I think, as I said, the process is not decentralized.
Yes.
The people are not feeding our effort,
Yes.
because you have a house on fire, you call, all the distances are long, but it's not normal that somebody, it's just true, or anger people can say these things, but it's not normal. No human being will say you have a fire truck that has a capacity to store water,
Yeah.
then you keep it empty. It's just like somebody on the front line You see, war, you
Yeah.
take the empty gun and go. When the fire, then you say, okay, let me go for my
Send
magazine.
a fine and let me
Yeah,
go
let me
get
go.
my.
No. That's not how we operate. But it's just like the system we have, and we hope and pray that soon things will actually get back on course.
Talking about the people getting vexed with you sometimes. What's the relationship with the firefighters and
I like
the
that. I like
public?
that. I like that. So the relationship is actually not too cordial.
Yeah.
It's not actually cordial because the public know very well that that's our responsibility. When there is
Yes.
an emergency, the institution is responsible for that is the fire service.
Mhm.
But most of the time, because of the small issues we have, we are not 100% on time.
Yeah.
So because of that, the relationship is down. But there are times the relationship can be good. Sometimes
Yeah.
we respond to some places, we get applause.
Yeah.
People appreciate our effort, especially distances that are actually close to our end.
Yes.
People appreciate our effort, and people are getting to know that the fire service is actually doing pretty well.
Mhm.
But because of some challenges, they are
Yeah.
understanding what's going on. It's unfortunate that some people sometimes they don't understand. The trucks will go in community. We are not enemy. You caused your mistake. You made your mistake. We were
Yeah.
not there.
Yeah.
We are only coming to help you.
To help you
So
fight.
we're coming to help you. For any reason, you should help us to control that situation. But that's not the case. They attack firefighters. Why are you coming late? Not taking into consideration the distance the guys are coming from, the challenges they face as a national issue. They are not taking that into consideration. They just want you to perform magic. And as soon as there's a fire, you just get on the scene and control it, not quote unquote taking into consideration the challenges we are faced with. So
Okay.
that's the issue. But we are on course. A lot of communities you go in, you receive some good news about us because sometimes we actually aggressive to make sure that we control. Sometimes actually the news bad because of timing.
Mhm.
Sometimes the fire starts, you want to act like a hero, you can't control. So there's an emergency, you have to make sure while you're making an attempt to extinguish it, you call us first.
Yes.
Let's receive the call. Then while we're making the attempt, even when you extinguish it before we can get there, it's good.
Mhm.
It's fine. You are not paying your fees for us coming to you. Just make an attempt to call us. We get there. If you extinguish it, fine. If you don't extinguish, we join you and have the situation under control.
Well, folks, if you're just joining us, this is Fire Hour. It's live on Punch 106.7 FM and on Punch TV. My name is Joseph Sokokone Jr. Today we've got in studio Colonel Kesley Smore, Assistant Director for Operation at the Liberia National Fire Service, answering some of our questions here relating to fires. We will later open the phone lines so we can definitely get your concern, your questions, what the fire service is doing. So we run to our next question here that we've got.
Mhm.
So despite while we coming down gradually, you explaining some of the challenges, but generally,
Mhm.
what are some of the challenges the firefighters are facing, the firehouse is facing?
Okay, so as the city of Monrovia is getting big, that
Mhm.
a lot of construction work is going on. People are not taking into consideration something we call the alleyways,
Yeah.
the roads leading to communities. That's a very huge issue. Most of the time when we get out there, the roads are not clear. People block alleyway for some reasons, and I think that is a challenge in the near future. The next generation, if nothing is done about it, soon the next generation will face a serious problem. But thank God, these are things we're working on. I discussed with our boss to make sure that there's an institution responsible for that. That is a public work.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'll just ask you
yes, we're working
what's
on to
your
make sure
range?
that
Know,
yes,
what's the
we had some arrangements, some workshop with the public work
Mhm.
to make sure that we cannot allow sympathy to exceed our interests. People
Yeah.
come, they want to squat on the alley in the name of there is nowhere to go, and you block alleyway, making it impossible for people to get emergency vehicles to other people that are at the back there.
Mhm.
So everything is about a gradual process
Yeah,
to make sure to engage the public work because I must tell you for sure the city is getting big. As the city is getting bigger, the city should be organized and plain.
Mhm.
If we don't do that, it will be even for small vehicles to go in the community will be difficult. That's one of the very serious challenges we face with. Another issue is just as I was saying is the issue of people out of ignorance using materials. You have the issue of quarrying,
Mhm.
people not using it the rightful way. That's another big cost. Another serious issue is the issue of communication. People misuse our emergency line,
Yeah.
give false information to us. We are also working. My new boss, the deputy director for operation, P. Erin Tisler, he has a system he's building up to make sure that we reduce the issue of false alarm, because the public, they can actually embarrass us, and we make some unnecessary move. So I think this is not fair to the institution. We are branding few unnecessarily. You should call when it's necessary. You can't call and play phone. So we are having a system in place to make sure that we have this situation under
Yeah,
control.
just about to ask about the emergency number. People complain normally that they will call, and you guys will
So
pick.
yes, the emergency number is there. I will tell you the number. The number is there. We have 114.
114.
Yeah, it's free of charge.
Okay.
But you know what? The public misuse this number because we've been having some issues with Orange and Lone Star to make sure that the number should be free, that people can have access to emergency anytime. But it's been misused.
If
You
you say
call-
you somehow just will call and
Just
call.
we call and just call. Oh, there is a situation here, and we take it serious. You move. It's just a false information.
Wow.
But we have another number that all of the zones and depots are using around the city. All of the police zones and depot is a police assigned number.
Okay.
We also use it for the emergency purpose. Is the 0770 8079. That is very effective, but that has some cost to it. It's not free of charge.
Yeah.
Yes. 0770 8079. That has a cost to it. You call and we can respond. And in the process of calling, some our people have to understand that when you call, you can't just call and say, "Oh, there is a fire outbreak on the 12th Street," and you hang up. Sometimes it's real, but because the issue of direction is a
Direction,
problem,
yeah.
whether
Yes.
towards the beach side or towards the lane side. It's a supermarket. There's a fire in supermarket.
Supermarket
Then
is big.
it's very big. So maybe you just have a public institution that you will give exact location, and yes, around the Jimmy J. Local High School, something that we will just picture and know exactly where the truck is moving. But that's an issue too. They just call and give the information. I will have to be calling the nearest depot to make sure that where exactly the situation is going on.
But do you have cordial relationship with other security apparatus and
Yes.
or other emergency responders?
Yes, I saw the police. We work with the police a lot. We receive a lot of calls. In fact, on our radio, the handset, they can switch to our channel to make a call that there's a situation here, and we respond to that.
Oh wow.
Yes, and we also work with other security institutions. When there's an emergency, the guys come around, they help us. There are other small fire units around, but the guys, they actually do their best too. But they have their own responsibility, like the ports, PRC.
Yeah,
They have
PRC.
their own fire department. They have their own challenge too. But sometimes when things are actually rough on us, they can come out. Sometimes we help them a lot too. But sometimes when things are tough, but sometimes when they have a ship out there on the dock, they can leave their responsibility to come out to help you. So they will only tell you that, oh, moment, we have a situation, so we can't come out. So we have to do all we can to have the situation under control. Those are the situations we face. But we are on course. Thank God. Just yesterday, a lot of repair and maintenance work went on with some trucks around. So I know before the end of this month, all the 4 trucks around the city will be. But we need more.
Yeah,
The 4 stations is not enough. We need more. At least we can have another 6 to make it 10. Then we can begin to expand to other counties.
Okay. So before we go to your success story, is there any plans on the way for public awareness? Because probably not everybody listens to the station as it is now.
Sure.
There are some communities that actually need awareness. Is there any plan by you guys for public awareness?
Yep. As we speak now, we having some plan going on.
Okay.
Very soon you will see the awareness going on, a very massive awareness
Great.
that will be going out. And just yesterday we had some meeting and planning to make sure that we can meet other working with other stakeholders to make sure the awareness will be huge, let the message go out to our people. Because as you can see, the issue of fire is getting serious. It's getting scary. So let the people know what fire is. The fire is very good, is good, but if you don't handle it well, if you don't handle it properly, it becomes an enemy to you.
Terrible enemy.
Serious enemy. So we are there soon. I'm very, very soon the awareness will be launched, and firefighters, investigators, the entire fire service with other outside organizations and group will join us to make sure that we carry on this awareness.
Awareness would be a good thing. So
Sure.
let's go to your success story. Every
Uh,
institution, the challenges there, the
Yeah.
hustling and bustling, but there's
Mhm.
something called success story. Do you have one?
Yes, the fire service before we used to have how do you call it, aging staff.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, very old guys around. But now you get at the institution, you see energetic young men in number, very huge, the passion to do the job, very strong, trained. I, as we speak now, thanks to the general section, they are on a program where RDLO is an organization. We have pretty close to 30, between 30 to 40 female who have been trained on the defensive driving around here. So very soon, if I have enough truck, you will see female themselves controlling fire trucks around the city here.
Wow.
Yes, that's what we're on now with the RDLO. So you're going to see that very soon. And UN Women also helping our young people to making sure that many institutions, universities around here, our people are going out there to do some doing computer, nursing, how work in computer, software, a lot of different training, nursing. They're actually doing pretty well. So the institution is actually gradually moving with the young folks. And I know if we continue on this path, maybe 2-3 years from now, we are going to have a very strong workforce on a very serious note. And the guys are actually strong and young, and so I can say for sure, and we will get there. So another issue is not all. I know I can beat my chest, as I said, to say we most of the time respond on time, but there are times we can actually do our best, and the people can appreciate our effort. Actually save some property a lot.
Okay.
Sometimes we save some properties, and you can see the happiness in the owner of the properties. They can actually get back in response. Not, our job is a free job, but they appreciate the guys to say, oh yeah, thank you for what you have done and other stuff like that. So, but not all the time because of long distances. But we have our own story of saying, yes, indeed, we've been doing pretty well.
And how you feel at times?
We feel very well. We feel very happy. I can remember some times ago, a group came. There was a store around the 16th, 17th Street, is a supermarket. Yeah, there was a fire outbreak. They will move very aggressive. We got there, but there were some journalists from the BBC. They came here to do some work, and the guys came. They prepared a certificate.
Oh wow!
A huge certificate. Came to the institution, told us that we didn't come with money, but we came with a negative perception about the public, about your institution. We believe that if you have been supported, you can do more than this.
Yeah.
So with the effort we saw last night, at the time then, we came with this certificate to appreciate the fire service. And that was actually, I was so happy that, but at the time then, I was still fighting fire. I was still at the front, holding nozzles and battering. And so in that time, the director now, he was Honorable G. Wilson Ababa. He called the team that responded. He called us in the conference hall, and the certificate was given. And he said, "This is not my certificate; it is your certificate." So I was just happy. I went home as a happy firefighter that day. Sure.
I was about to ask you. So yeah. After a successful firefight,
I went home as a very happy firefighter, and I was so glad. And I just been praying that there will come a time like this kind of stories will come. Success story like that will come when we have more fire stations around the city. We'll have a lot of success story for sure. I can tell you, the guys are there, the men are there. When you have some free time, go to the fire station, you see the guys. They are in number, they are young, they are energetic to do the job. All we need is just support.
So support.
Yeah.
Now, if you ask Mr. Konosumo, what exactly the fire service need tomorrow? What are the necessary things you need tomorrow?
Like, I will have a long list, but
a
very long list. But I will narrow down the long list to three.
Are you think when we have it?
It will help us.
Okay.
Yeah. So the long list, if I want to do all the listing here now, we will not leave from here now. Let me just narrow it down to 3.
Okay.
One is the issue of fire trucks. We need sufficient fire truck to reduce response time. That's the purpose of having more fire trucks. Monrovia is not just Liberia.
No.
We have other counties around here.
Definitely.
So we should have other fire stations in these counties. Like we have men there also, so that they themselves can move emergency land to cut a fire. That's number one. Another issue will be the issue of water. We don't work without water, the source of water. And when we have the hydrants built all around the city, the issue of water will not be a problem for us. We can move. And we shouldn't be fighting fire. A fire is on the house. The 1,500 gallons we have in the truck, after some time it go off, then the fire is still on the house, then we go out of water. We shouldn't be going through that kind of process now. And so the fire trucks with some tankers to support us, we need actually regular means of getting water. It's serious. And another issue I can tell you about is the motivation from the firefighters. It's needed. We need to motivate the guys. The guys are prepared. They are actually strong. We need other materials I can say for sure. I will just narrow it down to this thing. The fire truck comes with all of the necessary equipment. Let me say this. When you have a fire truck, it's not just a fire truck. The fire truck is coming with, we call them in general, small gears. The small gears, hydraulic machines, personal protective equipment, what we wear. Hydraulic machines are materials that we use to cut in to get access to buildings. Sometimes people have the steel, metal doors and other things. They can cut off substances to get in there. So we have a lot of materials on the truck. So those are just the three cardinal important things I can say for now we need to just get on path to make sure that we are good.
Before we go to the lines, what's the capacity training, of your staff? How is it done?
So the training, we have an academic at the pins right around is one. We have a substation there, a mini training center there that we do some in-service training. There are times also we have our guys in normal and they go in there to do training there. Sometimes we have some international guys, some of our brother states. Like I remember some years back, there was a group they called the Fire Rescue Alliance. They were here. They were here for pretty close to 4 months. We had some intensive training with them. They taught a lot of techniques on firefighting, and so that we can make sure we practice them here. And when they were here, they came with a lot of equipment. They trained our guys. The training was not only focused on firefighters. The medics were trained. The fire prevention investigators were also trained to carry on how to carry on their investigation. And the firefighters were also trained. The drivers were also trained, because the fire trucks are not just ordinary vehicles. They are extraordinary vehicles that you will have to drive and get on the fire scene. Everything with speed and accuracy. And when you get on the fire scene, all the lungs are buttons. You have to be trained how to perform them. A system that will make the water to get out, to pump, to fight the fire with some pressure. So you have to be trained to that. If you don't, you will misuse the vehicle. It will be new, but it will be damaged. So our guys were actually trained, and so we can say for sure we still need more training, because training is very important. You can give me all of the equipments today, or if we are lacking training, the equipment will not sustain them for a long time. Yes.
Okay, so folks, we're opening the lines as we conclude here on 0778 665 699 0778 665 699. Better still 0880 561 644 0880 561 644. The numbers. Let's talk to this person on this line. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Yeah, please. My name is Michelle calling.
Michelle, let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm just concerned that he didn't mention the fire service that comes with 3 compartments, because you agree with me that all the fires are not caused by one kind of fire. There are 3 types of fire: combustion, from gas, electrical, and then the ordinary fire that is caused by strength and gas and all of those. So the state-of-the-art fire truck has 2 different compartments. When you go to the fire terrain, you investigate what kind of fire is it. Is it electrical fire? Then use the electrical component. So quench it. If it is combustion fire, like for example, one kind of gasoline, you use a combustion portion to quench the fire. So it's a 3 compartment fire truck. I haven't heard him mention that, and it's critical.
Thank you. That's probably I haven't asking. That's the reason. But 0786656 that's 665699088056144. The fireman here to answer all your questions. So somebody was asking, somebody sent a text message to me. They're asking where light is a densely populated area, Douala, and that of Wallasa. How did you respond to fire? Just in case.
So I let me speak to the first guy who
Yes,
just spoke. So
necessary.
we have three major different types of fire. We have he spoke of class A,
Yeah.
that is ordinary combustible materials burning. In that we use ordinary water. Like you have materials that burn and leave ashes. You have a zinc shaft burning, and you have a house burning, where you have just the household materials where there is no curry and there is no gasoline or fuel. That's class A. In that form, we use ordinary water, as he was just speaking of. And the B component is different, has to do with flammable liquid, kerosene, gasoline, fuel, all those. We don't use water on that kind of form. We have a system, we have a chemical on our truck, we call it foam. The AFFF foam that we mix is on the truck is divided into compartments. So when we get on the fire scene with that kind of situation, we open the line, mix the foam with the water, and we begin to engage. Because if you don't do that, you use a pure water, the fire won't go off.
Wow.
It won't go off. Because trust me, if you have a fuel here and you put water in the storage of let's say you have a fuel here in a container, you apply water, that the water will just go down. The water is heavier than the fuel. So what we do is we mix it up with that chemical foam, and it will form blackened at the top to have that fire under control. But you use ordinary water, trust me, it won't help you. So that's what he was just speaking about. So the last component is electrical. We call that C. Class C fire is terrible. It's dangerous. That's why when people are home, when you made a mistake, the firefighters get there, they park their truck, they are there to help you, but they themselves, they got to be very conscious and careful of what they are doing there. If you don't do that, you yourself who go to fight the fire, you will die there, because you know that current and water, they cannot just work. Water is a very good conductor of current. So we say if you have this situation where you have fire that has to do with electricity, one, the source of the current, you have to get it off.
Yeah.
The source of the current, cut it off before you begin to extinguish the fire. But better still, if you have an extinguisher, there's ABC extinguishers that we have, the current can be on, you still use the extinguisher to get it off. But if you say you want to use water on current that has the fire that has to do with electricity, you are taking a huge risk, a very serious risk, lead to the loss of life, because the reaction will be very violent.
Wow.
Very violent. So the next question that the next person asked was about red light. They densely populated places. To get through the places is a very serious issue.
Very serious.
Very serious. That's why we are appealing, and we should have a substations around the populated places. But let me inform you, last night we had another fire to around the Kowe end. A 7-year-old boy died in the fire.
Oh my God.
Yes, the fire got I received the call almost around 3 o'clock. So I called the fire station, and they moved in there. The entire structure went down. As I told you, because of the distance, and the labor died in the fire. That was a little small Islamic school, but he was the only person that died in the fire, according to information I got this morning. So that's the information. These are the situations that we face. And you see, because of criminal activities, before we can receive another call, let me say this. So we have our own system of protecting ourselves because of the criminal activities. We have the metal doors. We have the front door is an iron. The back door is an iron. The window is an iron. Everything is iron. We lock it up, put the key in it and lock it up. Then we have the key and sleeping. Brother, there's an emergency out there. You won't get out. Because there's a fire. There is no time. You have no time. The first thing, the smoke will embarrass you. When will you find the key for that door to open that place up? You won't find the key. So we tell people that the best thing you can do is make sure that you should have your own system in place in the house, that you can use the cash, have your system that you can open the door easy and get out. Somebody can remain from outside to open the door. But to have all the irons all around you, lock it with key, access to key when there's an emergency, It's a serious issue,
Serious.
very serious issue. So we tell our people, you got your house.
Yeah.
Prepare yourself. Anytime you can have a system that you can get out easy with the family.
An escape route.
Very good.
Mhm.
Escape route to make sure the family is safe. But you mark our brothers because of the criminal activities, you lock yourself totally and take the key, put it in your pocket, or you place it somewhere. Emergency, when will you find that key?
Yeah, especially if like you put
Show.
other family members in
Looking
the
for
place.
it. When will you find it? And in fact, sometimes you get confused. You get confused.
Mhm.
And the entire family will just go in no time. In no time, we have had a lot of cases around the city here that people, the whole entire family just die because of this situation. So, but we will get there. We pray God that
Definitely.
with the new chief, we're doing pretty well. The new chief and his strong deputies, we're working on things to make sure that we will try our best with the support that we receive.
We'll try our best with the support we'll receive. We Liberians gonna also have to support the Liberian National Fire, so whatever necessary informations. If you're building a house, it's not a bad thing, Get a better electrician, get a better wire, because that house is just not building it for you, or you're building it for the future. You'll pass away, your children's will come as well. So let's make sure we keep Liberia safe, and we keep our homes safe as well. We running deep into time. So anything final just before we wrap up today's segment?
Okay, thank you very much, and we hope and pray that we'll have more time to be here
We're always here
to
Wednesdays.
tell our people exactly what's going on,
Mhm.
what to do to have safe. One most important thing I didn't speak of was a issue of generator. According to our information,
Mhm.
a generator costs a lot of fire. Also, people have the means there is no current. You want to use a generator, you have to cut the generator off. Cut the generator up, fuel the generator. After fuel the generator, you close it up, weapon, and a mini, and you can start the generator. But you generator beating, then you want to refill the generator. Trust
Right.
me, that's a serious trouble. You will cause fire. That's those are some of our experience we can face. Another issue is people have the generator in the house. You got a house, you don't have a generator room. Instead, you take the generator, put the generator in your house, and it's beating, supplying you with current. But you should remember that generator produces very bad smoke, they call carbon monoxide. In that case, there will be no fire. You'll remain sleeping, and the entire family will die, because as you are sleeping, you inhale that smoke gradually, and trust me, the entire family will, if you are 10, 15, the entire family will die in the hospital because of inhaling that bad smoke from the generator. Keep the generator outside of your house, not within your house, and make sure that it is safe. And I can say for sure that with all of the assistance of support that I'm thinking about, and we will get there. We will do our best. The firefighters are not your enemy. I can say to the public, they're your friends.
Yeah.
When you made your mistake, they are there to help you. Do not attack them. Help them in any other way. Put yourself in their condition, that they are coming from distances. Response time, the distances are actually very long. So, so that we can just have this issue of fire to be curtailed in our country. Let us stay safe. To build a house is not a small problem.
It's never.
Serious. It's a huge money. It requires time. You build a house, make sure that on a daily basis, observe it, make sure the house is safe, the family is safe, until God can bless us that we can have a better system here.
Okay. Until God can help us, we have a better system in our country. Make sure you play safe. Here's Connor Kesley Small, Assistant Director for Operation Liberia National Fire Service. We'll be here next Wednesday, God's willing, for another edition. Better still, you can join us on Sunday for the repeat of this program. My name is Joseph Soko Jr. Thank you all for